Chapter 10. Enter Echo. The aftermath of the Zoomie invasion had left the Gen Z dogs more WOM out than they'd ever been. Now back at the apartment. Chip lay sprawled across the couch, Lola was nursing a snack in the kitchen, Dexter had retreated back to his blanket fortress, and Bella was half-heartedly scrolling through her phone, her eyes barely open. Midnight stood by the window as always, staring out into the night. It had been quiet for a while now, and the eerie calm after the chaos made everyone uneasy. It was the kind of quiet that suggested something was about to go down. Chip yawned loudly. Okay, can we officially say we can survive anything? Dexter peeked his head out from his fort, said. Please, for the love of all that is holy, don't jinx. Lola sipped her drink and smirked. Yeah, Chip. The universe has a way of listening when you say shit like that. Just as the tension started to ease and the gang thought they could finally chill, there was a sudden loud crash from the hallway outside the apartment. Everyone froze, ears perking up simultaneously. What the hell was that? Bella muttered, sitting up straight. Midnight, already on alert, narrowed their eyes at the door. Stay here. Before Chip could protest, Midnight was already halfway out the door. The others waited anxiously as the seconds dragged on. They could hear Midnight's faint footsteps and then a voice. Hey, watch it. I'm fragile, damn it. The voice was deep, gravelly. And carried an attitude with it that suggested the owner was anything but fragile. A moment later, Midnight returned, but they weren't alone. Standing next to them was a muscular pit bull, white with brown spots and a scar running across his muzzle with a permanent scowl etched onto his face. His body was scarred from head to tail, he looked like he had been through some shit and survived. Midnight olled their eyes. Evanyon, meet Echo. Echo snorted. Yeah. I know I'm late to the party, but you try escaping from a pack of rabid raccoons jumping you in the middle of the night. The gang stared at Echo, blinking in confusion. Raccoons? Where? Dexter asked, his voice cracking slightly. Echo gave a huff, his gaze shifting to the group with a hint of disdain. Long story. Let's just say I've had my share of battles, and I don't need any more of those furry little fucks coming after me. Chip, ever the brave one, stepped forward. So, you're Echo. Where exactly did you come from? From a bad raccoon date, apparently, Lola muttered under her breath. Midnight smirked and leaned against the doorframe. Echo here has been around. Survived some pretty gnarly situations. Knows the streets like the back of his paw. He's a little rough around the edges. But trust me, he's solid. Echo rolled his eyes. I'm more than solid, I'm unbreakable. Unbreakable, huh? Bella said with a raised eyebrow, clearly unimpressed. So what's your deal, Echo? You just show up here, telling war stories, and expect us to welcome you with open paws? Echo met her gaze, his voice lowering a bit. Look, I'm not here to make friends. I'm here because Lee got nowhere else to go. The streets are cold, the raccoons are ruthless, and I figured you guys could use someone who knows how to handle the dark. Chip tilted his head. Handle the dark. Midnight glanced at Echo, an almost imperceptible nod passing between them. Yeah, Echo here has a history. Let's just say he's had some bad experiences with being stuck in dark places. Echo growled under his breath, clearly not keen on talking about it. Yeah, well, you would too if you'd been locked in a dumpster for hours with those freaky little bastards. Lola snickered. So, you're afraid of the dark? Echo's eyes flickered, but he didn't deny it. Afraid? Nah. Let's just say LV learned to respect. Chip exchanged glances with the others. There was something about Echo. Despite his gruff exterior, he seemed like he had depth. Like Midnight, there was more to him than met the eye. Well, Chip said slowly. If you're sticking around, I'll guess we'll have to make room for you. Welcome to the crew, Echo. The Canine Culkin crew? Dexter asked, grinning. Echo raised an eyebrow. Crew? You guys some kinda club? Bella rolled her eyes. Something like that. Dexter shuffled out of his pillow fortress, clearly wary of the new guy but trying to be polite. So, what's your specialty? Besides raccoon evasion? Echo grinned, flashing sharp teeth. Surviving. Plain and simple. And maybe teaching you guys a thing or two about handling yourselves when things get rough. Teaching us? Lola chuckled. We just annihilated that flaming lamp in the sky and survived an army of Zoomies. What do you think you could teach us? Echo's grin didn't falter. Oh, sweetheart, we'll have no idea what's out then. The room fell silent again. Midnight's gaze lingered on Echo, a strange tension in the air. Echo's got a point, Midnight said. There's a lot we haven't faced yet. And having him around could be useful. Chip nodded. Aren't then? Echo, welcome to the famille. Echo didn't smile, but he gave a curt nod, his eyes betraying a glimmer of gratitude. Thanks, just don't expect me to hold paws and sing campfire songs with you guys. I'm here to survive. That's it. Bella snorted. Trust me, we're not the paw-holding type. As the group settled back down, Echo took a seat by the door, always keeping one ear to the ground, just in case. Midnight watched him for a moment, then returned to their usual spot by the window, their expression unreadable. The night had brought them a new ally, but with Echo's arrival came the promise of more danger ahead. Something told them that their quiet days were over. And for better or worse, Echo was now part of the Gen Z dogs.